You're listening to Filmmakers Drinking Bourbon. Hey, what's up, Internet? This is Brandon.
And this is Alex.
And we are still filmmakers.
And we're still drinking bourbon.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Nice.
So what is this?
This is, smells familiar.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's nice, isn't it? I've definitely seen that bottle before.
It's spelled a little weird, though.
Yeah, what in the world?
Belay? How do you say that?
No. That, our friends, is the tasty
Bullet
Bourbon. Kentucky
Yes, sir.
straight bourbon whiskey.
And we've done this before.
It has been on the show
We've
before.
had it, but today's special.
Today is special.
It's a request, I would say.
Today's actually monumental.
Monumental.
Yeah, I'm going to go as far as say it's monumental.
Yes.
We've been talking about this and teasing something really big and really, really awesome.
Juicy.
But we haven't really talked about it.
No.
We felt like we couldn't tell people.
Yeah. We wanted it to be a surprise. We like surprises.
So we got it.
We got it.
Here it is.
Lay it out.
Today, on the show,
Episode 12.
Episode 12, this tiny little podcast now will be hanging out with the editor-in-chief of Videomaker.com.
Boom.
Boom. What do you think about that?
I think it's pretty awesome.
All right. Let's see if we can get Mike on the phone. Dave, let's see if we can dial him up. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Brrr. Maybe a rotary.
Perfect.
Hey, Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man.
How's
What's
it going?
going on, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm sitting here with, sad to say, it's 9 a.m. here in California, so I'm actually drinking coffee. But
That's probably a good choice to start the day, yeah.
I'm just going to pretend it's bourbon for you guys, and if you guys take a sip, just make a nice sound, and
There you
I'll
go.
pretend it's me.
Nice.
Man,
That's fun.
We'll drink it for you in honor of your favorite bourbon.
Yeah, man. So we're really excited to have you on. A lot of people don't know this about you, but you are actually a longtime fan of the show.
Long time.
We're only on episode 12, but I think you jumped in at like maybe episode 3 because I first found you or met you through Twitter. So tell us about that. When was the first time you heard the show? How did you even find us?
Yeah, so, I'm just like a big podcast fan in general, and like all the time I'm sitting at my computer and I bring up iTunes to see what's new, after I sort of exhaust my normal podcast, and I saw you guys in the feater block,
Ooh.
Filmmakers Drinking
Nice.
Bourbon. I'm like, wow, two things that are very important to me. I had to listen. So, I guess it was episode 3. I don't remember exactly, but I knew you guys are brand new because the list was short.
Nice.
Reached out to you guys on Facebook. Really loved the show, and want to do what I can to support it.
Nice,
Awesome,
dude.
man.
That's awesome. Did you notice we were like 2 spots away from Bob Vila?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he
Bob
was-
Vila is also very important to me.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like I think we're still trying to get him on the show.
He should be.
He's yet to come on the show.
He seems like he'd like.
But we felt really good next to him in the iTunes store.
He gave us comfort.
It was
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of lends his credibility right to you guys.
Exactly.
So close, right? Like, it's like 100 pixels away from you guys.
Yeah.
It's like expertise
You can
via
practically
proximity.
smell Bob Vila at that.
It was amazing. Yeah. So man, you are a lot of some people know when we say the name Videomaker. There's some people that takes them back, to a place in time. Other people that are listeners might not be hip to it. There might be some new listeners, but I mean, Videomaker's been around since the 80s, right? Tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing and who you are.
Yeah, so Videomaker was started in 1986 as a print magazine by our publisher, Matt York, who's still with the company. It was founded basically trying to ride this wave of home video, essentially, right?
Nice.
So in the 80s is really when people started, like, having easy access to cameras, like outside of Hollywood, right? Or outside of, your Super 8 film cameras.
Like VHS, so to speak?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Or
VHS.
maybe Beta, have you Beta
Well,
Max.
yeah, actually, I don't know if you guys, if you do much TV, but yeah, Beta was like still even a thing up until just a couple years ago.
Yeah. So like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, at the time there was like no other magazines. I think there was a magazine called like Super 8 Filmmaker.
Yeah.
And so our publisher was really inspired by that and wanted to create this magazine that kind of promoted the democratization of media. So his goal was to make video, or he wanted to help support making video be as common a form of communication as, writing a letter at the time, or now an email, obviously,
Nice.
or the spoken word, essentially. So it was all about sort of inclusiveness and helping people who are just getting into video because they just went out and bought their first video camera, help them sort of learn the craft of it and help, make their videos a little nicer than the shaky cam that, everyone has their old home movies of.
Yeah.
So for a long time
awesome.
it was strictly a magazine, but, we went online. We were actually one of the first publications online in 1994.
Wow.
When the first website went up. And then, as time went on, obviously sort of the business shifted kind of away from print, although we do still have a print magazine.
Nice.
But really to being more, online. But we still have the same mission, even though it's kind of been accomplished with, YouTube and all. But we still have the same mission of that sort of inclusiveness and bringing beginners into video production and filmmaking, but also sort of being sort of a standby resource for maybe pros who want to venture out beyond their given craft. So, if you're a DP or something and you just work with cameras all day, you may really know nothing about, how to record ADR, for example, right?
Yeah.
So we sort of try to be that resource to beginners and pros alike.
Just cover all aspects of it. That's pretty cool.
And that's cool, man. When I first got into the game, I remember, going to places even as an intern and, seeing Videomaker on the shelves. And so that's why for me, this is pretty cool because it's like, oh my gosh, like that was like a thing that I, and here now we're talking to them. And so
Still is a thing, right?
Yeah, it's super. No, I'm just saying like, like as an impressionable, young college kid.
Kickstarted your thing.
Yeah. And I
kind of.
Go ahead, man.
That was kind of me as well. I started reading Videomaker when I was a kid, and into high school, and I think I stopped reading maybe around college. Once you start getting your hands on more serious gear. At Videomaker, we know that people sort of graduate from Videomaker, right? So they just sort of move on. They're not a beginner anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a few years later, I'm the editor-in-chief. It's very surreal.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, a few years prior, you guys were out in 86. I did a little digging. So here's a question for you. What do you think the gas price was in 86?
Oh, holy cow. I'm going to guess it's, let's just match it up and say 86 cents a gallon.
So freaking close. 89 cents a gallon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And some of the top movies for the listeners out there, these
favorites.
are classics.
Yeah.
We have Top Gun,
Amazing.
Aliens,
One of my favorites.
Platoon, and who can forget Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah. Nice.
So, and TV was people were watching Magnum PI and the A-Team.
The A-Team. Mr. T. Yeah.
Nice.
So that
Those
kind
are
of
pretty good. Although, is it just me? I don't know. I'd like to hear what you guys feel about this. But is Top Gun actually just a terrible movie?
Way overrated.
Recently, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have such a sweet spot in my heart for it. Me and my brother grew up. We would put on football helmets and sit a single file on our couch, and he always got to be Tom Cruise, and I had to be Goose. And we would act it out, and we thought it was the coolest thing that ever happened. So
it's like the quintessential 80s movie with like the cheesy synth music and the shirtless beach volleyball scene.
Yeah, a lot of dudes like broing on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fun though. So
but you can play that theme song and just be jacked up.
Oh man, Kenny Loggins just kills it. I mean, he crushed it. He shined so hard in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Amazing.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There was a time in my professional career where I would come into the edit bay every morning and play that song.
Yes.
Get right up.
Hitting on the night, waiting for the real one now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's crazy.
Amazing.
So, hey, man, we want to know, what are you guys doing over there at Videomaker.com and a magazine? What are you guys watching, man? We talk about this all the time on our show. Mm-hmm. What are you guys into out there, man?
Let's see. What are we into and what are we watching? So I can only speak for myself here. We've got a kind of a diverse team, so I can't speak for everyone. But me specifically, I kind of get on on kicks with movies, like kind of like you would get on a kick with music, right? So you might listen to indie for a month and then switch to electronic and then switch to outlaw country or something, right? So I do the same thing with movies, and right now I'm kind of on like an 80s action movie kick.
So you're just watching Top Gun over and over again, right?
Well, not like that, but like a Predator or
Oh,
Rambo
yes.
series.
That's amazing.
So,
I love how,
one,
as long as you have mud on you, he can't see you, right?
yeah. It's all about like concealing the heat, right? Like mud.
That's a great film.
So the most recent one I watched was the first Terminator.
Oh,
awesome.
And, Terminator 2 is like one of my favorite movies. Maybe not top 10, but probably top 20.
Yeah.
Love Judgment Day. But I was watching the first Terminator like last week, and I realized like there is a huge plot hole here. And I should say Terminator 1, that's another movie I don't think is all that good. It's like just
it's a setup for 2. Yeah.
film with a futuristic theme going on.
Yeah.
But the big plot hole, and tell me if you guys have you guys seen Terminator recently?
Oh,
man, it's been a minute.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
I played I played the video game. We have here in Cincy, we have a barcade where you can drink and play the video game, and they have the Terminator video game, and it's free play. You don't have to put in quarters, and it's unlimited, so you can just hold down the Uzi and just shoot Schwarzenegger all day.
Brandon, that's T2 the game.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as watching the movie.
Yeah. So what's this plot hole you found?
The premise, of course, is the Terminator is sent back to kill Sarah Connor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just occurred to me, so like if you put yourself in the shoes of the machines in the future sending the Terminator back in time, like as soon as the Terminator goes back in time, they would know instantly whether or not he succeeded or failed, right? Like the world would change if he succeeded.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it makes sense that if they sent Schwarzenegger back in time and things didn't instantly change, they should just send another one right away to the exact same time.
Yes, thousands and thousands of them.
So there's like 300 Terminators back there, and they won the war.
Well, that's a good point, because why didn't they just immediately send 100 through the portal, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then even worse, like if you watch Terminator 2, why did they send the T-1000 back to 1992 or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Why didn't they send the T-1000 back to the same time the first Terminator took place, so that Sarah Connor was running from the T-800 and the T-1000 simultaneously?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Because the movie would be over, Mike.
I love.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I love the amount of thought you've given this.
Yes.
Like, this is amazing that you've really there were some sleepless nights where you were like, man, I got to resolve this.
Yeah. I gotta know why.
I
gotta know why.
It would be a pretty easy fix, right, from the screenwriting perspective. Like they would just have to write one line in there about how the time machine takes 12 years to warm back up.
Yeah. Takes a certain element that they can only find so much of.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man.
I love those movies. So yeah, they do keep me up at night.
Well, that's so much fun. So from 80s movies, has there been any inspiration in what you're currently working on? What do you guys got brewing up?
Let's see. So at Videomaker, we just sort of have this churn going on as far as the content. I wouldn't say that these 80s movies influence any of the content that we're doing right now, other than the fact that they sort of influence my everyday life and how I like to carry myself like an 80s action hero. But other than that, nothing really, except one project I'm pretty excited about is, Videomaker has a nonprofit portion of the company. Where it's called one mobile projector per trainer. And I'm traveling with them to Guatemala in a couple weeks to basically train a nonprofit charity organization how to use video to basically spread information to hard-to-reach places.
That's really cool, man. That's awesome.
It should be super fun. We go down there. We're going to be talking to this organization about making videos, and they're going to make their own videos and send them out on little tiny mobile projectors, like into the jungle, essentially, to these indigenous peoples.
Whoa!
Wow.
And I think they're going to be spreading a message of like family planning and stuff, because these
inclusion
indigenous Mayan people have an unreal number of children, and they're trying to
for sure
infant death and all that kind of stuff. So
that's an awesome agenda.
I'm excited about that. That's happening in just a couple weeks.
That's cool, man.
Are you guys going to be documenting the process in any way?
I think so. So I've gone with them actually to Guatemala. I went last year as well as partly to sort of learn this process so that I could teach the class in the future. But also, I just carried a camera with me as well and sort of documented the whole thing. And all this footage goes into this big library of footage, which OMPT controls, and they occasionally will put out like these little promotional videos.
Oh, cool!
To try to scrape up some donations. I think you can see those at ompt.org.
OMPT.org. Yeah, we'll put that on the site so people can check it out.
Yeah, we'll get those links up on the site for sure,
Cool.
and let everybody know. I can't ignore that you mentioned carry a camera on you, and our listenership is definitely interested to know what do you roll with when you're doing a trip like that? What kind of package do you roll with?
So let's see. On that trip, I took a 5D Mark III and a 24 to 105 L series.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's see. I put a Rode video mic on it, and normally I would put it into like a Beach Tech or something, or a Zoom. But this time I had to like pack light, so I was just recording straight into the camera.
Cool.
I mainly used a Zacuto recoil. For support.
Lightweight.
And actually, by the end of the trip, I decided I probably should have left that at home and brought just a traditional monopod instead. But worked fine. And that was kind of it for my setup. Like I was trying to pack as light as I could. We were in this town that, Guatemala is positioned so that it's like in the thoroughfare for the drug cartels. They just right through there. So there's a lot of crime there.
Whoa.
And so they advised me, like, don't do anything or don't be out shooting where, you're going to, like, draw attention to yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
And I thought I was packing light, but even the 5D Mark III is pretty
chunky.
Like, it stands out when people are out there, living in sheds.
For sure. Yeah. Yep.
So I had to travel around with a pack of people around me, and we did have some weirdos, like people who would just watch us shooting, but then follow us from shoot to shoot.
Yeah,
gonna see if you're gonna put the camera down anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
Wow.
Well,
so it's kind of sketchy at times, but overall a fun experience. I think this time I'm going to take a GH4 though.
Yeah, I've been hearing great things about that. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but footage looks amazing.
Yeah, it does look good. The only downside is, it's micro four thirds, right? So it already crops a little bit, and then when you're shooting in 4K, it has an additional crop on top of that. So you have to take like super wide angle lenses, otherwise.
Or slap one of those
up all the time.
The Metabones, the speed boosters on them.
Yeah, exactly. If only I had one.
Yeah.
So, well, that's really cool. Now, on as far as the publication's concerned, that's what you guys are doing on the nonprofit side of things. You sent us the cover to the September edition. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it, but I do have it, and it looks like there's some really cool stuff on there. Can we talk about this, or is it top secret?
You are allowed to talk about it because that's the September 2014 issue.
Oh, I thought it was okay. Excellent. Well, of course we can talk about it.
I said that to you because you want some promo stuff, and it has a picture of me kind of on it.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, that's your silhouette. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
No, September issue is already out on newsstands.
Okay.
The current one. So
okay.
Anyone can go down to Barnes & Noble and find it. Or
nice. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about
the headlines on the new new issue.
What's the thing right now? What's the one what did you guys lead with?
Let's see. So the one that's coming out now, we just shipped the October issue. So October is kind of all focused on Adobe CC 2015.
Oh yeah, all the updates.
And how to use them and that kind of stuff. So that's the big thing.
How do you?
We also got our hands on the FS7 way late, so it's not a cover story because it's so late, but we do have a full review of the FS7 in there as well.
Have you messed with the morph cut on CC?
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got to be like super...
Well, it's got to be, I think it's got to be like a lockdown, and the head's got to be in the exact same position, and there's got to be a lot of things that are like... right.
Yeah, and I felt like we did all those things, and it still didn't. It was.
Oh man. Well, they'll probably work it out later on.
Yeah,
but I hope so. I mean, if it works, like YouTubers everywhere will rejoice. Right?
It just seems like pure
love it,
pure magic. The promo they put out.
Yeah.
Well, Adobe's pulled off magic before, right? Like Photoshop content over a fill, and I saw that originally like several years ago.
Well,
this is real magic.
The warp stabilizer is voodoo.
Yeah, warp stabilizer is like
voodoo.
I don't know, it's almost cheating, right?
It's,
put on there.
It's witchcraft.
Yeah. Movi, what? Warp stabilizer.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, cool. I mean, I think the other thing I like is whoa, something crazy just happened.
Oh, hold on one sec.
Crazy things are happening right now.
Hey, but it's live.
Oh, Dave, what happened, man? That was nuts.
That's
all right. Yeah. Hey, Mike, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that was a teaser. We did that on purpose. That was a teaser for Adam's segment where he's going to talk about the 3DO binaural microphone.
Oh my God.
So when we get to that,
we'll set it up.
Yeah, you're going to have to put on your headphones and hear this craziness. So it's pretty cool.
Anyway, yeah,
man. Adam's super excited to get started, I guess.
Yeah, dude. He's
just jumping in there.
He's just cutting us off. Yeah. He's really jumping in on it. So
what's funny is I bet he can repeat that exact same way he said that later on.
He's that good. So what else are you excited about, man? What else you got going on? And, whether it's work related or not, what are the things that you're pumped about, man?
Let's see. So the Guatemala trip is like top of mind for me right now. Let's see. What else am I excited about? Let's see. There's The Martian movie. Like I can't wait for that. Right now.
That looks
I'm
fantastic, dude. Matt Damon. Yeah.
Like the number one thing for me right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I can't wait for Star Wars, right?
Yeah, Star Wars is. My son actually, we have the Wii U, and we pre-ordered the Star Wars pack, which is the Disney Infinity 3.0 with Star Wars. And he's just like every day waiting, like, is it coming in the mail? Is it coming in the mail? And so me and him, we sit down together and conquer the world on the Wii U. It's pretty awesome.
Nice.
That Disney Infinity, that's the one where it's a game that its
like
sole purpose to exist is to sell toys.
Action figures.
Well, kinda. Yeah, kinda. But I don't know. It's not really that different because you can kind of play. You can play with the toys. It's kind of fun. I actually invented a game called the Off the Base Race. So you have to stick the characters on a base for them to work. And I thought, how can I get more money out of this? So I created a game that's basically you roll dice. And different characters have different powers, and you got to race to the finish line. And my kids think it's the most brilliant thing ever. And so it makes me feel a little better for dropping hundreds of dollars on characters that we can also play another game.
There you go.
Nice.
There you go. Well, I could also argue that episodes 1 through 3 of Star Wars were solely to sell toys.
Yeah. That's a lot of movies for kids these days.
Yeah. Have you seen? My son's into Legos right now. Have you guys seen like the Death Star or the Millennium Falcon that you can buy in Legos? They're like $500.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm not surprised. I think like even the basic toy is like $70, like the simplest thing you can get from them.
Yeah, like 2 action figures and nuts. 3 hair pieces.
But one of the cool things, speaking of Legos, something that I really dug, and did you guys get a chance to see the Brickumentary? It's the Lego documentary. Anyone?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it, no. You told me to watch it, and I didn't.
It's unbricking believable, okay?
Way to work that in there.
It's amazing. It opens up with a little Lego character, kind of like Lego Movie, and it's Jason Bateman's voice. And he's like, hey, guys, what's up? He's like, let me show you how this company began. And he kind of walks you through, and then they cut to like real B-roll, and they show like the Lego conventions and sort of the subculture. And there's a couple people that do these Lego builds. One lady did a full mock-up Lego build of the entire land of Lord of the Rings. It was like
what?
It was like 50 feet by 50 feet. It took up like a gymnasium. It was out of control.
Wow. And that was a weekend for her.
Who knows? I don't know.
It's probably like 5 months.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely really cool. So that's kind of, I'm always on the doc. If you listen to the show, I love documentaries. That's kind of, I love that sort of stuff. Alex, what about you, man? What have you been, watching?
Oh, it always changes.
Yeah.
I've been catching up on Orange is the New Black, Netflix show.
Nice.
It's okay. It's first season was great.
Wasn't a huge fan of that.
Now we're just kind of like, we should finish
I thought
it.
season 2 was awesome, and season 3 was kind of a snooze.
Really? I didn't like season 2. I jumped out at season 2.
Yeah,
I like season 2 because it had a very clear villain throughout. It's like
that's true.
It had someone very specific to like root against.
Agreed.
Speaking of villains, you just had to say that word.
Oh, we gotta get it. We gotta get it.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We've now embraced this debate because we know we can't get rid of it, and everybody wants to be a part of it. And you mentioned villain, so you got to weigh in, Big Mike. Where do you stand? Team Brandon, who hates superhero movies, who thinks they're the worst thing ever created, or Team Alex, who thinks that they're an amazing piece of cinema?
I didn't say that.
A place to lose yourself and your soul. Where are you at? Where are you at on the debate?
Okay.
I like him.
I'm probably not going to give a very satisfactory answer, but I do have I want to weigh in here. So, one, I will concede that most all superhero movies are pretty bad.
Yes!
However,
Jesus.
I also will say you can't write off an entire genre, and there are some that are really great.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
So, like, the entire purpose of cinema, as far as like, how you decide if it's good or bad, right, is its ability to effectively evoke the emotions that it intended to evoke, right?
Yes.
So, your typical superhero movie wants to evoke, suspense. It probably wants to impart some level of like power fantasy on its viewers.
Yeah.
And then maybe
and like a moral lesson or something, Yeah.
Yeah, the major lesson of most superhero movies is this is a bad movie.
No. The major emotion they want to evoke is I really feel compelled to give you my money right now.
Yeah.
And it works.
And then obviously, like, the best of films continue to draw that emotion out of you even after you're done watching it, right? So
yeah.
I guess for superhero movies, I want to keep giving you money again and again.
So if you're going to go with one, and if you're like, okay, this is the one, what's your go-to?
So my go-to is probably pro-superhero movie, mainly because, while I would concede that most are not very good, the ones that are good, I just really, really love.
Yeah.
Like you guys talked about it, Dark Knight.
Yes.
Is amazing.
Yeah, everybody loves Dark Knight.
It's like hard to consider that a superhero movie, though. It's more like a really dark drama about just a rich guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a very fun movie, right? So you would hope that a superhero movie would be pretty fun, but that one isn't.
Yeah. You say Watchmen?
Watchmen, yeah.
Thank you.
Loved Watchmen. I would go back and I'll probably just like give up any credibility I had at all, but I actually really enjoyed the first Hulk, the Ang Lee Hulk.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Was that with
unbelievable?
Like a really touching, like, human story.
Oh, what's his name? The Australian guy that played him?
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana. Dude, I agree. Yeah. Some cheesy VFX where he jumps 5 miles in the sky, but it's like, nice. I agree. It's a touching human story. Yeah.
I think most people hated it because it didn't really feel like a superhero movie, but I guess that's kind of why I liked it. So I can't say that you can write off the genre. So, I think if you say, I don't like superhero movies, or superhero movies suck because most of them are bad, then you also have to say the same thing about comedies, right? Like, most comedies are terrible, but no one ever says comedies suck.
Exactly. Brandon. Such a polarizing individual.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well,
Mike, I'll take that as you love superhero movies.
All right, well, we're going to chalk that up.
I'll welcome you to my team. We're going
to chalk that up for 1 point for Alex.
Yeah.
So, well done. Well, I'll tell you another debate we've had.
Still winning, but
another sort of interesting conversation debate we've had before, and Mike, me and you kind of chatted about this, before we got on the call, is this idea of film versus video. Me and Alex have talked about this. I think it was episode 6. Yep. Ryan Woolfolk, motion designer, brought it up. And, we're filmmakers, but it's all digital. There's no real tapes or anything. Yeah. Do you guys have this discussion?
So we talk about this a lot, and we can't figure out any kind of conclusion, right? So it's not tied to a medium anymore.
It's like a legacy term.
No one cares if you're shooting on digital or celluloid film or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to decide where do we draw this line between someone who is a videographer and someone who's a filmmaker, or someone who has made a video versus a film.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say. Like, I was listening to you guys' most recent podcast. And, Brandon, I think you were talking about doing some work, and you're like, you were telling your client, I don't want to do corporate videos. I want to tell a story, right?
Like
but in the end, it's like you're doing
film.
a video for a company, and so how do you draw that distinction? And between when does it stop being a video and when does it start being a film? And I'm not sure what it is. Like a buddy of mine was on Instagram the other day, and he posted a clip from a thing he shot, and in his comments he wrote, "Just finished wrapping this corporate promotional film." Do you mean a commercial? Is that a commercial or like a
video?
Who knows anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think, I don't know, my lines, well, first off, I'm going to be transparent. I hate teleprompters. I hate, bullet points. I hate anything that strips the humanity out of the process. And, if you're just there being a robot, I categorize that as video. So I almost approach it as it's a mixture of the content and like how you're capturing it. One guy in a camera, news style, talking to a CEO, talking about, bullet points. To me, that's video.
Here's what I'll say. I think the definition lies in story. If you are trying to craft a story, whether it be a documentary, a narrative, a short, a feature, whatever, even if it's a brand film or brand video, like you said, if you're trying to hey, so we got this guy, here's the history of the company, and look at this gorgeous whatever, this narrative that we found, I consider that, if you're going to draw a line, more on the film side.
I agree.
I
agree.
I don't think it's so much, you're right, celluloid versus digits is ones and zeros. I think it's more of an idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like music. You think of an album just because it's not recorded on tape or it's not, analog.
Mm-hmm.
An album to me is a collection of songs that have a cohesive story and meaning that you sit and listen to, and you're like, wow, that was a really good album, a really good,
people will
collection.
Still say, check out my new record.
Right.
Even though it's not on vinyl.
Yeah, so to me, I guess that's where I get, with film, it's I guess... For me, it's the word filmmaking or filmmaker. To me, it's this idea that you're going into it with a mindset of, even if you don't have a big crew, you're going into it with a mindset of that,
Find the story.
I am the DP, and if I had an AC, he would be doing this, and it's this idea of really taking the time to craft it. Whereas I feel like video, or the definition of video, is this sort of
capture the moment,
run and gun, loosey goosey. I don't know. But then again, to your point, I've seen some wedding videos that have blown my mind, and I've dropped my jaw are you serious?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know people who will claim that they make wedding films, even though the content of those films are not much different than the same stuff that people have been doing for decades.
Yeah.
But things sort of have this sort of cinematic look, right? There's not a story arc, and they're not scripted.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, you might consider them films. And then also, even the run and gun, you could say that, you can run and gun an entire documentary and not find the story.
True.
Until everything's shot, essentially.
Well, hell, The Children of Men was pretty run and gun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All handheld.
Single lens, yeah. But again, I just said, if you're going after the story, if you got this intention, I think that's the delineation,
I don't know. If I had to draw a line, a finite line, it would be news. I'd fight for that. Yeah. I'll fight you for that.
Where do you put YouTube videos and vlogs or gaming videos or machinima?
Yeah, to me that stuff is just crap.
Yeah. Well, no, it's video for sure. I mean, you're setting up an image capturing device.
Watch me play World of Warcraft such and such. Here we go. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
And the guy you just imitated made $5 million last year.
I know. He's rich. He's super rich. Yeah, I don't know.
But
then you have these guys that are using games to tell stories, right? And they might even have scripted events. And
like Red versus Blue Halo, and that's exactly. Yeah.
God, you're so nice, Mike. Why are you so nice? That's why you're successful sitting on top of the food chain and the video industry and making these great publications, because you're so nice. You know what I mean?
Look at both sides of the coin.
Well, here's a question I have. So Videomaker Magazine, like you said, is kind of in place, and its sole agenda is to really help people new to the industry learn these techniques and these things that go along with crafting a great video. Would you say that you're applying filmmaking techniques to video in order to better the product?
Yeah, absolutely. We always say that basically that filmmakers and kind of Hollywood, but filmmakers at large essentially create the language of motion pictures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the notion of editing and pacing and composition are all standards that that filmmakers adopted, right? So if you learn sort of the basics of filmmaking, like telling a story and the 3-act structure and character development, and when you're shooting your composition and your lighting, these are all filmmaking techniques that will apply to basically any motion picture that anyone creates with any medium, with whether you're shooting on your Alexa or your iPhone. These sort of principles that have their foundations in movie making kind of apply to everyone.
Yeah.
Except for the Let's Play gamers, I guess.
I agree. Here's a weird thing and a weird question and a weird just idea, kind of where it's headed. Me as a DP, as a cinematographer, I wouldn't say fearful that my position's about to be eliminated, but I feel like I have to educate myself on now more digital side as things go to CGI and motion capture and these virtual reality worlds. Do you think these same principles of filmmaking, lighting, composition, storytelling, pacing, all of that, people need to think of that when they're doing a digital project, like a CGI, a Pixar type thing?
They have to, right? I mean, if you're talking about something like Pixar, all the same elements and all the same techniques from the real world apply in this world as well, except I guess you can manipulate gravity and stuff. But, the same principles of lighting exist. The same principles of cameras and shooting exist. Like, I don't know if you guys have played around with this software or not, but, when you're setting up a scene in these 3D applications, you're literally, like, choosing the lens that you're putting on there and what's the focal length and what's the aperture. And you're literally, like, choosing what type of light to put up, what's the color temperature, what is the beam angle, what's the fall off,
for sure.
Kind of stuff. So it's all the same. Like, you can be a director shooting live-action films and also be a director shooting a Pixar film because the same principles apply. And, of course, obviously the same principles of writing and storytelling apply as well.
Yeah. Well, that's one to think about is what Brad Bird, right? So was he the one who did Iron Giant and then also
Iron Giant is awesome.
Yeah, but he also directed Ghost Protocol, Mission Impossible.
Sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he crossed the genres and he uses that's why Iron Giant's so good.
The main thing there though is I guess the main difference is, and I guess it'll catch up when technology catches up, is render time. It's just hard to, you can't just say do it again. It's like,
well, it's still more expensive to do that than to go film it. Yeah.
You got to wait a couple days or whatever to see an actual render to see if it's good or not.
Yeah, and that animation and rigging takes time too, right?
Yeah.
Like they do those low resolution and low I don't know what you call it, low texture
animatics. Animatics.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Speaking of what you just said, do you in any of your either online publication or your actual print publication, do you go into these previs programs that are out now where you can set up a shot and lighting and dolly moves and the whole deal? Have you seen those?
So we've covered them.
Yeah.
Although I can't say that we've done any in-depth training on how to use them.
Yeah.
Essentially.
We've
only covered it from a real high level.
We bought one at the shop and have not yet used it.
Yeah. It's because you haven't had me in yet.
It's just, I don't know. It's like some of those things, I feel like a lot of techie stuff. Mike, maybe you guys might feel this way. You guys review a lot of gear. You talk to a lot of companies. You probably get a lot of press releases. There's a lot of this moment of oh, that's sexy, and then it's but maybe it's not practical.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
that's how I feel about Red for large.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, it depends. I put Red again on the scale of filmmaking, and if you are shooting a video, there's no need to go that route. Know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Although I don't know if you guys are familiar with Marquez Brownlee on YouTube. like a tech reviewer. He shoots all of his videos in his room, and he's shooting on Epic Dragon. So
just cause, right?
Nice. There you go. That's crazy.
Shoot 6K for 1080 delivery. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. We love what you guys are doing. A lot of times we check out what you guys got posted, and we got a show. We need resource material, and we tap in and we see what you guys are saying and other publications are saying, and we really appreciate what you guys are doing, man. And really think it's cool. So definitely keep it up, and I think it would be super cool if you guys gave something away to our listeners.
That's nice of you to offer.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to my party. What did you bring me? Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is give away a subscription to Videomaker, and also a access to our archive of video training, our Videomaker Plus.
Awesome.
Ooh,
that's cool.
So let's see. I'm trying to figure out the value of all this.
Oh, dude, it's invaluable. Invaluable.
So
Don't
I'll send you guys a bill. And,
we'll pay you in bullet.
Yeah, there you go. I think in total, if you bought this on the street, it would probably cost $260.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's great.
So
there you go.
A subscription, a year membership to Videomaker Plus. I don't know how you guys do it if you draw names out of a hat, but just
yes, we do.
We'll just on our end need the username and name and address.
So
we actually have a process.
Yeah, you want to lay it out?
Yeah, right. Alex, go ahead.
So what you have to do as a listener in order to win this fantastic prize from Videomaker Magazine,
correct,
is you have to tweet out a tweet and include at FDB Podcast,
correct,
at Videomaker. Is it Videomaker? What's your Twitter handle?
It's just Videomaker.
At Videomaker. There you go. So at FDB Podcast.
Yep.
At Videomaker.
Yes.
And use the hashtag.
Oh yeah.
FDB giveaway.
Yep. And if you think you're going to get in this drawing because you've done it before with hashtag FDB giveaway, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Because it's got to have at Videomaker.
Videomaker.
And so we're going to take those tweets and names and whatnot. We'll enter them into...
Put them in a hat.
A hat, a bourbon bottle. It might be hard to get
I might cut a bottle of Bullet in half and pull it out of that.
Who knows?
There you go.
And we'll pull the name and we'll announce it. And we really appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
People, the listeners, if you've not had a chance, go to videomaker.com. They've got everything. There's a forum. There's a real sense of community. There's demos. There's tutorials. There's great articles. Their news feed is awesome. They always know what's new, what's hot, what's coming out. Is there anything, I'm going to put you on the spot, Mike, is there anything that you know about right now that potentially legally you're not allowed to talk about, but you'll be willing to kind of tease out for us? Is there anything cool that you've heard about?
Funny that you mentioned that. Yes, I do have some secrets, but no, I can't say.
Damn it.
I just talked to a major manufacturer this morning.
Oh.
And I was hoping to tell you guys, but they said, don't talk to those guys at FDB Podcast.
Oh, man, not cool.
I've got some manufacturers.
Can you give us a tease?
I'm going to make the big announcement on my new podcast, YouTubers Drinking Craft Beer.
That's fine. We'll support it, man.
Yeah, we'll tweet you out.
We'll support it. Well, hey, man, you've been a ton of fun. Thanks for joining in. I know it's early your time.
Yes.
You probably still haven't had breakfast. We're over here, drinking bourbon, and you're trying to wake up. So we really appreciate it, man.
Hey,
a lot.
Before we go, for our listeners, for everybody out there, can you go ahead and list off where people can find you, where they can learn more about you, your nonprofit, all that jazz?
Okay, so Videomaker.com. We're Twitter at Videomaker. We're Facebook. You just type Videomaker in the search bar, or we're Facebook.com/Videomaker online. YouTube.com/Videomaker. And you can find me on Twitter, I guess. At MN Wilhelm.
Yes.
There you go.
That's it, I think.
Sweet. What about the nonprofit?
Oh yeah, the nonprofit OMPT.org. Actually, OMPT is always looking for volunteers.
There you go.
If you ever want to join us on a trip, OMPT goes all across the world. We're doing, like I said, Guatemala in a couple weeks, but
there you go.
We also have 3 more trips to Africa before the end of the year.
What?
Wow.
If anyone is
Mike, I might volunteer for you.
Yeah. Hey, actually, what does OMPT stand for?
It's one mobile projector per trainer.
Gotcha.
So the general idea is the people who need these videos the most have no electricity, no internet. So we send these like very small mobile projectors out that you can shine on the side of a tree and watch videos.
Cool.
So cool.
Very, very cool.
Well, man, you're doing it big, dude, and we love what you guys are doing. Keep it up. Thanks so much. You've been a great fan of the show. You've been a great friend of the show, and I have a hunch that this might not be your first time.
You'll be back.
You might be back.
Cool, guys. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love the show, and happy to help wherever I can.
Awesome.
Sweet, man.
Thanks, man. Have a great day out in Cali, and I'm sure it's sunny and beautiful.
All right, thanks.
Enjoy.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Mike.
mate.
See ya.
Later. Man, that was awesome.
That was fantastic.
Dude, this is amazing. We've got Videomaker
Magazine.
Mike Wilhelm.
Around since 86.
Just hopping on the show.
Yeah.
What's up?
Editor-in-chief?
Unbelievable. This is
Oh, my God.
amazing.
Dude, that was fantastic.
Dude, wow. Amazing.
So we got, a year? He gave a full subscription to Videomaker Plus, which includes tutorials,
The whole deal.
interviews, all that jazz that they have for our listeners to improve
Yeah.
their video making or filmmaking.
Yeah.
Techniques.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
They're just, a pit of knowledge. So that's really
Awesome.
cool. Dude, I'm stoked.
Yeah. And what about Adam chiming in? He jumped in kind of early.
Oh, yeah. We got to get back to that.
Yeah. Adam, are you still out there?
Yeah, this week, guys, I'm coming to you from Sound Images Studio A, and I'm really excited. I'm really happy this week. 3DO, and the reason I sound a little different this week is 3DO Sound has sent us a pair of their FreeSpace Pro 2 microphone. It is a binaural microphone, camera mount and everything. So included that essentially brings the soundscape of everything that you're shooting. It's not just a stereo pair of mics pointing forward. It's actually, and you can check out the pictures of these things. They look crazy. It's actually 2 ears mounted, the same way that your ears are mounted to your head. So really cool. What it enables is you to capture sound in space as if someone would be hearing it, and then what it empowers as it empowers the listener. If they're in headphones, it plays back just as you'd be hearing it. So your stereo field, as I walk to the listener's right, your stereo field is pretty accurate. So I started off in front of you. I'm going to come around back here. So now I'm talking right in back of you. So the imaging on it is what I noticed is pretty good. It's not 100% accurate when it comes to the front. To the front and back sometimes. Notice it's a little weird. You might be able to do a little mod on one of these things and make it actual globe, so there's a little better head-related transfer function, possibly. But honestly, I'm really astounded by this thing. It's a really great use of the technology. Price point's not too bad either, and they have a lot of different choices as well for different levels of microphones. So really happy about this thing. So what I did is I ran around town yesterday. Sans camera, audio guy, only audio. Ran around town and just got some spaces. So I walked through some city streets, in and out of some parking garages, went into some restaurant areas, and just captured some spaces just to see kind of what they sounded like. So yeah, we'll go ahead and play you some of these now. I think we'll start with some city streets, some cars going by. Now we'll take it into an elevator. And then down into the parking garage. So you see it captures the space really well. Now, in general, and this isn't just this microphone, in general, binaural recordings, for all you guys on headphones right now, this makes total sense. For you guys listening out to your computer, it just sounds like I'm on a different microphone, or the environments sound like an environment, big deal. Well, what happens with binaural microphones, I'm just going to keep walking around in circles while I'm talking to you. What happens with binaural microphones is when you take that sound and play it out of 2 speakers, not playing out of headphones, playing out of 2 speakers. What ends up happening is it there's kind of some phase issue and some correlation issue with the center of the picture. So which means your center ends up being dropped. The positioning that happens binaurally, that runs left to right and does all that great stuff, isn't as exaggerated as it would be if you were listening in headphones. So you lose a little bit of that, a little bit of that. But what's cool about it, and what I like about it, is it does, for us in advertising at times, that you know what's happening in the center channel, and in film, you know what's going to happen in the center. There is going to be dialogue. There's going to be stuff in the center. So for your backgrounds and your atmospheres, if you know there's going to be something there, something over top of it, it might make sense, especially in the digital world where some people may be having headphones on as they're viewing your digital content. It might make sense to do it binaurally and be able to take that picture, have a dipped center, and use it that way. That way, it's your background's already kind of doing some of the work you'd be doing as a mixer anyway, to try to free up that space for your dialogue, so you can get more better use of we'll call it your sonic real estate. So just think about that. I don't think it's going to be for everybody for every project, but man, it's certainly fun to play around with. So yeah, thanks to the guys at 3DO Sound. I'm really wishing I could cling on to these mics for a little bit longer. They're awfully great, awful cool tool to have in your arsenal. And I'm just going to go and enjoy a libation here in Studio A. So see you guys later. Have a good one.
See him, Adam.
Oh my God,
that was the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
We need. Hopefully they let him hold on to that for a little longer. We need to pair that with a video.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Oh my God. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic.
Dude, isn't it awesome having him on board?
That's stuff I would never know of.
That is such a cool addition to the show.
I'd see that in a year and be like, whoa. Yeah. But we got it now.
We're so excited to have him on the show and have that segment. And we're so appreciative to be here in Studio B. Sound Images. Just
Cincinnati.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Things are happening. So awesome,
Thanks,
man. Well, I'll tell you what. This has been a really good show.
Yeah. Well, first off, we got the mic, we got the me. I want to know, what are you watching? We never got to that.
God.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I haven't been watching because I've been working.
Yeah. What have you been working on?
Well, you were there yesterday. What are you talking about? That's why I'm sitting here in the studio with sunglasses on, man. I'm like,
tired.
I've got a work hangover. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? Where you work a 12, 15, 18-hour day.
And you're about to have a bullet hangover.
Yeah. The listeners, you guys know out there, filmmakers, you know what it's like to pull an 18-hour day, a 20-hour day.
Yeah. The shoot went great, though.
Yeah. Well, to answer your question, I haven't been working. I haven't been watching. I've been working. And what we've been working on is a really cool piece for a home decor company.
2 pieces.
And we built a 20-foot by 14-foot stage and a room. It was
set on a stage.
Art directed, unbelievably beautiful.
You ever heard of Wes Anderson?
Yeah. You ever heard of him? Yeah. It was a lot of fun. And I don't want to get too deep into it because we are going to have Duke and Laura on the show. They are a husband and wife duo, art directors, builders from Cincinnati.
For sure. Fantastic.
And they work on a lot of stuff. They work on a lot of stuff in town.
They were the stars of the show, and they made it really just come together.
Unbelievable.
We don't want to tease out too much. We Instagrammed and tweeted out the photo yesterday that gives you a little glimpse of what we were doing, but we want to wait until the video's ready to drop. We'll have them on the program and just go through and break it down.
Yeah, so you guys can see it. Yeah. But it was a lot of fun. So that's what I've been doing, man.
Awesome.
But I have been reading.
Reading?
Yeah.
You're a reader?
Well, yeah.
I can read?
Yes, I do read.
You don't look like you can read.
But what I've been reading is I've been reading the Ask Me Anythings.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we've got one that's actually...
I'll consider that. What are you excited about?
We have a dilemma.
Yeah?
Yeah, we have a dilemma.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we have a writer who wrote in and they've got a dilemma.
But lay it out.
Yeah,
let's hear
it. I know. We have to help them.
Keep me waiting.
So this comes from gin.
Gin?
Just
like
gin.
Gin and tonic?
No, just gin. Jen.
Oh, Jen.
Gin. I know a lot of gins. They're all really cool. So here's what she says.
What's Jen say?
She says, "Hey there. I have a question, not necessarily regarding filmmaking." All right.
Cool.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Life lessons.
Exactly.
But working in the creative field in general, recently, by chance, I ran into a former supervisor who runs a theater company. And she asked me if I could come around to help out with some odd jobs and such.
Mm-hmm.
However, odd jobs turned into an assistant technical director.
Whoa.
And the responsibilities keep growing. Though I don't mind the work terribly, it has led me to put in more than 9 to 12 hours a day.
Making that overtime.
That I'm not exactly thrilled to do. So that's interesting. She says, considering I'm getting literally no compensation.
No overtime. Whoa.
I don't do theater professionally.
Oh, no.
So it's not even that I could, quote, use the experience.
Yeah.
The producer continued to ask me more and more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And my big question to you is when to say no.
Now.
I don't want to ruin a relationship, but I also can't be working more than full-time for something I had no intentions of doing in the first place. Yeah. Not to mention, I've also been requested to do another show, also all volunteer, after this one finishes up. Thanks, Jen.
Jen,
sit
down. Let's have a little chat.
Lay down on the couch.
Yeah.
Lean back. Pour a glass of bourbon.
Pull a glass of bourbon.
Bourbon. It sounds like you've had a little too much bourbon.
Bourbon bullet.
Jen, here's the thing, okay?
Yeah. You can't be doing that.
You got to stop, Jen.
Yeah.
You're in a bad situation.
Your time is worth a certain amount.
You're in an abusive relationship.
You are. Yeah.
You're being abused. You are being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And this is not only for Jen, but this is for our filmmaking community and specifically freelancers.
Yes.
Okay?
Anybody in the creative industry. Let's just put it that way. Designers, everybody.
Time is worth money. Okay? Mm-hmm. Time is worth money. So let's say, for instance, somebody said, oh, you're going to do this job and I'm going to give you a big, $1,000. I'm going to give you a big $1,000. But let's say that $1,000 is going to take you, we'll say it takes you a week, so 40 hours, right? So we're going to take $1,000. I'm using a calculator. I'm not good with math. We're going to divide it by 40. You're making $25
an hour.
A week, right? No, an hour.
Yeah.
25 an hour.
An hour.
Yeah. So depending on the project, you might find that to be good.
Acceptable.
Let's say that project ends up taking you
a month.
2 weeks. 2 weeks is like, we can get a project done in 2 weeks, right?
Okay. We'll just divide that by 2. So it's $12.50.
$12.50.
Yeah.
That
You're
might
making
work for you.
Less than somebody at McDonald's.
But a lot of our projects in this industry, a lot of theater projects, you might be committing to a month. You might be committing to, however long.
Yeah.
Do the math and figure out, you're working potentially maybe for less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting paid at all, Jen, listen up.
You're being abused. Yeah.
Walk away.
And I know, okay, like you said in the question, it's a relationship. It's somebody that you know, and you don't want to ruin that. But
That's what they always say, Alex.
Yeah.
That's what they always say.
You're too close to the problem.
But I don't want to ruin the relationship.
Yeah. It's not their fault.
Oh, but I love you.
Either way. But so find a way to say it politely. Like you said, it's not something you want to do long term. It's not something this isn't your career goal to do theater, right? So say, thank you for the opportunity. I've had a great time. I need to get back to doing something for me that I need so that I'm going to progress in the field that I want to progress in.
Sure. Or put a value to it and say, you know what? Hey, this has been a great opportunity.
Yeah.
And I'm having a lot of fun.
I've done some research.
I hope that I'm helpful. But the going value for the work that I'm doing is
for an assistant technical director.
X amount. Yeah. And if you would like me to continue in this role, I will need to get paid that amount.
Yes.
If not, I will be ending this relationship effectively immediately.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep. Bottom line, you need to be paid for your work. Everybody out there, me included, we've all done jobs for free for portfolio building,
Sure.
demo reel building,
A favor.
all that jazz. Yeah,
Yeah.
a favor.
But you
something
don't
care
commit
about.
to a long-term project.
No.
And then yet do another one.
Especially if it's not the thing you want to do long term.
Cut it off.
So yeah, if you want to be a PA in the film industry, you might take a PA job or two just to grab the experience, and then after that, start working for money.
Absolutely.
But if
For
you
instance,
don't want to do theater, just get out.
Absolutely. We didn't have it in our budget for this recent shoot we did with Taylor, who was a PA.
Yep.
And she's sweet as can be. But guess what? I have another gig, and it looks like if it comes through, I'm going to hire Taylor.
Perfect.
So that's okay.
Yeah, but you put it out there and say, hey, if you want to, cool. If not, no problem.
Right.
We understand that you can't work for free. But if you want to come hang out and get some stuff, that's great.
Don't be abusive.
Don't be abusive. Don't
To
say
all you people out there,
Yeah.
whoever this person is that's doing this, just stop.
Yeah. Just realize that everybody's time deserves a little bit of compensation.
And with that said,
Courteous.
we are going to respect your time as listeners.
We are.
And it's been a lot of fun.
We're not going to abuse you.
We've had a great show.
Yeah.
It's been a long show.
Dude, we just talked with Mike Wilhelm from Videomaker.
Unbelievable. Videomaker is literally a part of our show.
Yeah.
All right.
Go grab their he said,
latest issue.
September's on the shelf, October shipping.
Yeah, get it.
Our winner
Subscribe.
of the FDB giveaway is going to get a full subscription to Videomaker Plus.
Oh, they're getting tutorials.
Tutorials, videos, blogs.
Basically,
reviews,
you could have
everything.
never touched a camera.
Yeah.
And with Videomaker Plus, you walk away, and now you are a
Within the year.
intermediate filmmaker.
Within the year, you're getting up there.
Unbelievable.
So either way, again, so to enter the competition to win the subscription at FDB Podcast,
Yep.
at Videomaker,
Uh-huh.
#FDB giveaway.
Absolutely.
Right. We'll put it up on the site. We'll tweet it out. We'll do all that jazz.
Amazing.
Episodes dropping tonight.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
And here's the thing. One last request. Listeners, please subscribe. Please give us a rating. Please give us a shout out. The more we promote and the more we get this out, the more we build the community, the cooler guests we can have, just like Videomaker. Come on. Seriously?
Proof of concept.
Videomaker.
Videomaker found us on iTunes.
1986.
Found us on iTunes. The more we grow, get up through the ranks on iTunes, the better guests we get.
If we become the Top Gun
yeah.
of filmmaking bourbon podcasts,
Yeah.
sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
All right, Goose.
All right. Let's do it.
Cheers.
Peace.
This podcast was recorded live at Sound Images Studio. Find out more at soundimages.com.